Hi guys, Mr. Rees back again in lockdown lessons, Mr. Rees's Art Club. Right, today we're going to be looking at William Turner. Now William Turner was pretty much an impressionist even before the Impressionists came along. So I think he was slightly ahead of the game. And normally in January he would have an exhibition and that would be on at the National Gallery, but of course we can't go there because we're in a lockdown. So what we'll do is we'll create our own. As you can see, I produced some lovely photographs here, and I've got three, and I've been so organised. I've even written up here, the Fighting Temeraire tugged to her last berth to be broken up. So that's that one. This one is Rain, Steam and Speed, which is quite interesting because that's about movement and that's about the technological explosion that was happening around then with the steam train and the gas electricity coming in. Did I say gas electricity? Gas fires coming in, gas lights. But also the computer was coming in, and I think the telephone was coming. So the technology was exploding around this time, and he's recognised that by bringing in the steam train and talking about speed. This one's a bit of a sad one. It's called Slavers Throwing Overboard the Dead and Dying at 1840. So we've got 1883 at the top, 84 and 1840. So you can imagine it's quite a few years ago. Now, I thought we'd have a go and focus on the Fighting Temeraire, and I was going to try and reproduce this in this particular style. Now, if you look down here, I've got some wax crayons. So if you can get yourself some wax crayons, that'd be really cool and really helpful, these guys. And I've got my usual very cheap tempera paints, okay? I haven't pinched these from the school because I am at the school. Oh yes, that's right, I am. So we're going to combine the two, and the technique that we're going to call this is wax resist technique. Some of you, I think the Sixers have possibly done it when we did war, so you will be exceptionally good at this. So we're going to have a go at a wax resist technique painting, looking at this picture, the Fighting Temeraire. Now, one of the things I'm going to say is wax crayons. I would always tend to use a white to start with. If you can get your hands on a white, it'd be brilliant. And then I would go from lighter colours. So then I'd go to a yellow, then an orange, and then maybe a red, a green, and a blue. So the colours are getting darker. Try to avoid black, okay? Just keep black out of the equation because it's a very strong colour. But we may change our minds later. So here's the white, and I'm just going to look at this picture, and I'm just going to try and keep my wax crayon. I'm going to try and keep him on the move. And as my old art teacher used to say to me, 2/3 looking, 1/3 drawing. Well, that was interesting. It's almost like looking was more important. Now I'm going to try and I'm just trying to find the shape. I've actually kept this wax crayon on the surface here, and the actual Fighting Temeraire itself. There's this ghost-like boat that has been tugged along by a little tug here, and it's steam. So again, this is how things are changing. We're going from sailboat to steam, so technology's coming in. So there's coal and there's the steam engine working. So he was also fascinated by that, and the giveaway for that was the second one, which was Rain, Steam and Speed. So he's interested in technology and how things are moving forward. So the tugboat here, of course, we use tugboats all the time now they're so powerful. They can tug along oil tankers. They can pull them along. So powerful. I'm just focusing here on this boat now, and I'm going to do this quite quickly, relatively quickly. Again, the answer is not to be quick. You can take your time. You get a week on this, and this is just me giving you some ideas. Now you're probably thinking, how on earth can he see what he's doing there? And I said, well, the truth of the matter is I can't really. Not a huge amount, but I'm not too worried. I'm just having a little play. I'm just taking the line for a walk, and I'm not really worried about it too much. I'm seeing things in terms of shapes Now, the thing is about this white one, you may not have this, but you should be able to get, if you've got coloured crayons, you should be able to get this one. But if you haven't, then you'll just have to pretend you'll use a white, say you'll use a yellow instead of the white. So we'll just see how it goes. Now, what have we got here? That's the sun is down there. I'm just going to do a little circle there. I'm just going to try and get some of these shapes working their way up. It's getting bigger as you come up there. And it goes out in that direction. Okay, and then what have we got here? Again, seeing this as a jigsaw shapes, just simple shapes. Don't start getting all the detail in. Try to simplify things as much as you can. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too much longer on that. I'm going to go now with the yellow. So I'm going to have a bit of fun with the yellow. Automatically, obviously, we have got a bit of yellow in the picture here. So I'm just going to knock a little bit of that in, and there's a bit up there, and I'm just going to have a bit of fun with it. And maybe I'll just pop a little bit coming in over here, like that. And, oh gosh, I don't know how this is going to turn out. It could be awful, but it doesn't matter. I'm having a bit of fun here. Who cares, you know? So, when I was at art college, I remember doing a 6 foot by 4 foot painting, and my tutor saying to me, I want you to make another 3 of them. I want 4 6 by 4 canvases. And I was like, you got to be joking. What about 4? I'm working on 1. He said, well, what you learn on 1, you can then pass on to the next one. So you could do a series of these, a number of these. And what works for you, what you learn, you can apply to the next piece of work. Okay, so I'm carrying on with this now, guys. I've got a bit of yellow down. I'm now going to have a go with a bit of orange. Now, for this technique to work well, okay, you need a bit of white paper. So if I were to do this absolutely solid like that, right, it'd be very difficult to put colour on top of there because it's got nowhere to sink into. It would just sit on the top because it's wax, and wax is repelling the watercolour paint, okay? So you do need to leave some white areas. So, okay, but the whole thing is about experimenting. You can crisscross hatch. You can have a little play. Just see the shapes, have a bit of fun. Just look at it going in there. And I don't know how this is going to turn out because we've got to put our colours in yet. So let's just see how it goes. Oh, there's a bit more in there. Oh gosh. Now mark making. So just go with the shapes and the patterns. Have a bit of experiment and explore. Don't worry about making mistakes. Remember, there's no such thing as mistakes. It's only happy accidents. That's good old Bob Ross used to say. And we'll mention him again at the end, actually. So, here we go. So I'm just popping a bit more down. Now, I'm not going to let you, go to sleep there. I want you to we're going to speed this up and then we're going to apply some paint, okay? So. Okay guys, now we're going to go into colour. We've got a cheap palette here of paint. So I'm mixing a red. You can see it's quite watery. And I'm going to go straight in with the yellow. So as you know, red and yellow make an orange. We're getting a bit of an orange there. But I'm thinking I might want to make it a bit darker. So I'm going in with the blue. So we can vary this as we go along. And this is all pretty cool because you're allowed to actually mess up your palette, because you're experimenting on mixing colours. So here we go, and I think I'm going to have a bit more red in it. So let's just see how we get on. This has to be quite watery. There's my brush, there's my ferrule. You should really be holding that, but if you want to stand away, you might want to hold it a bit further back. And we're just going to try and start putting some colour in and just see what's getting. Oh yes, I've got two tubs of water. One's for cleaning your brush, one's for mixing your colour. So I want to take some fresh colour and I'm going to put it in here and let's just see how that goes. I'm going to drip a bit on the floor, it doesn't matter. So here we go, let's just see what sort of effect we can get here. Now, Megan, you zooming in on that a bit. Just having a bit of fun. So that's the sort of reddy brown colour he's sort of used there. And I don't know, I might just pop a bit more in here. This time I'm just going to use water on there. I'm just going to put water on it. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's quite cool. And oh, that's not bad actually. So as you can see, it's starting to get this mottled effect where the wax crayon is saying, no, leave me alone. And it's rejecting it, and you get this mottled effect. So now I'm deciding, oh, I need it to be a purpley colour, but I think I'm going to go for a bit more blue in it. So this time I'm coming in with the blue. So let's just see what that effect's like there. Oh, look at that. Some of it's struggling to sit on there because the wax is repelling it. And okay, it sticks nicely to the paper. Now remember, I'm painting this is upright, so I've got gravity, which is effectively pulling everything down. It might be better off if you're flat on the table, so it might be different again. Now I've used about 5 different colours and I've experimented. Normally I wouldn't put quite as much dark pigment on this, but all you need to do is just clean your brush. And look at that, you can actually just lighten up areas by cleaning your brush. Okay, so I'm going to clean my brush. There's, oh, I think I put it in the wrong one actually. Never mind. Here we go, and look at it there, and it's running and it's getting lighter, and I'm just bringing it all together. So now I need some orange. I've decided, orange, so I need yellow and I need orange. So red and yellow equals orange, and orange is a secondary colour. The primary colours are obviously red, yellow and blue. If you want to make a tint, you add white, and if you want to make a tone, you add black, but I haven't got black in this one. So let's just see how this goes. We're using lots of different colours here actually. Don't normally do this so much, but let's just try it. I mean, I'm learning things. Some of this is quite new to me. So, but I'm having quite a nice time with it. So look, there's the colour going on there. And now what I'm going to do, if you just zoom in on that, Meg, is I'm going to get some fresh water again, and I'm just gonna work it in. This has got no paint on at all. This is just pure water, and I'm just working across there and hoping that these colours will kind of run into each other and just see what we get. We're doing this kind of on the hoof. You never know quite what you're going to get till you do it. So, like Bob Ross says, there's no accidents. There's no errors. There's only happy accidents. Okay, you can't make a mistake in art, not really, because you're exploring and you're experimenting. Now, I'm gonna do some fast forward photography, so you don't get super bored, and we're gonna see how it looks in another minute or two. Okay, guys. Okay, it's not perfect. I know it doesn't look. I mean, I've only had a few minutes on it, really. So I've got art and wax resist. Now I'm just going to pop this straight onto there. See what you think. I want you to have an experiment and to have a go at doing your wax resist piece of artwork and just see how it goes, guys. Enjoy it. Take your time over it, not like I have, and just see what sort of results you can get. So wax resist, as in wax crayon and watercolors. Just give it a go, see what happens, enjoy yourself, and remember, there's no such thing as making mistakes. They're just happy accidents. So I'd like you to double check, go onto YouTube and look at Bob Ross. I used to take the mickey out of him a lot, to be honest with you, but actually I'm watching his programs again and I think he's brilliant, and he brings all these animals on. He's got birds, he's got squirrels, and he rears them, and they're right next to his easel. It's unbelievable. What a beautiful guy. To think that he was a drill sergeant in the American Army. What a turnaround, eh? So till next week. Oh, one last thing I was going to say. If you get all that done, you think, oh, I'm a bit bored and I need to do something more, I'd like you to try and recreate the Fighting Temeraire, either the tugboat or the Temeraire itself, or one of these sailing boats in the distance. And you can use clay if you've got it. You can use Fimo, that's that coloured spongy stuff. You can use salt dough, which I mentioned. And also you can use blue tack. If you want to make a miniature little ship out of blue tack with the sails, the Fighting Temeraire, if you want to have a go at it, show me what you can do. Till next week, Mr. Rees, signing off.